Mike O'Mara, Radio Entertainment. You can listen to The Mike O'Mara Show at MikeO'MaraShow.com.
Well, what have we here?
It's a podcast.
Fine.
And what excitement we have today.
It's The Mike O'Mara Show with Mike O'Mara and Rob Spiewak. Now, here's Mike.
My team really sucks. Yes, my teams really, really suck. Yes, my teams. Congratulations to the Pittsburgh Steelers.
Did
Monday
you know
Night Football.
When you went to bed last night, it was a loss, or did you get to wake up to it?
I knew it was a loss.
Oh, that's sad.
I was attempting to go to bed early. This is what they do. Mm-hmm. Giants aren't going to let you do that. That would be helpful
so they're
for
not
their
only,
fans.
They'd only suck as a team. They're impolite.
Yeah, they wouldn't collapse in the first half, allowing me to come in here non-sleep deprived the following day. What they have to do is hang in and create an illusion of competence, which they do not possess.
Perhaps you were hoping for a Commanders-like Hail Mary conclusion to your game.
No such thing could even
wait another
happen.
25 years.
Yeah, I think you're probably right. And by the way, that guy Marshall Green, if we can reach out to Marshall Green, the Giants host, he is offering I want to thank him for offering a service to the Giants faithful. He is a very depressed fan who watches the game and live streams at the same time. And I don't mind giving him a plug because he makes me. He takes all the angst and the depression on his own shoulders, and it's wonderful because it makes me feel like I don't have to be as stressed.
Do you suppose he carries that live stream with the express written consent of the National Football League?
I have no idea.
No, probably no audio.
He
doesn't have audio. No, he has no audio.
Yeah, you turn it down where it's just you. You know, Mike, years ago when the Orioles were really, really bad for a really long stretch, I had a psychologist reach out to my Orioles podcast to let me know that he wanted to come on because he has been seeing clients to counsel them through dealing with their team's losses.
Hello, is this Josh Schroeder? Listen, I know there's a lot of sad people out there, and I want to come on your podcast.
Apparently it's good money in listening to people complain about their teams.
Yeah,
I get it. I get it. It's rooting for teams, having my son participate, playing sports. Sport's a huge part of my life, and I love every minute. I wouldn't change a thing. But when on occasion, and I know probably people are burned out with me talking about my New York Giants, but I have to say this, that when the reason I bring it up is because when your team is horrific, with no light at the end of the tunnel.
Nothing to hope for.
No light at the end of the tunnel. Well, that's the NFL, really, because when you're in the middle of it, it just doesn't seem like there's any way out. And the reason it doesn't seem like there's any way out is they can't make quick changes like baseball can. Baseball can make a trade, dump a guy, and bring somebody in, and they can literally run from one dugout to the other dugout and play that night for the team they were traded to. Football, much more of a lengthy process, even with the trade deadline.
And also, I mean, baseball, many, many games. Lots of chances to reverse whatever direction you're headed at.
The NFL, if there's one big flaw with the NFL.
Yeah. Only one?
Well, probably multifold.
Yeah.
But the flaw is this whole salary cap, the money where they have to lock in, and the owners got to get their cut, and the players got to get their cut, and they can lie. When you have a system, ladies and gentlemen,
yes,
when you have an effing system that saddles a franchise with tens, and I mean tens of $1 million being paid to a dork, an absolute doofus named Daniel Jones. As my father, God rest his soul, would say, a man, when it comes to passing, couldn't hit an elephant in the anus with a broom.
Who's the backup?
Drew Luck.
Hey, lots of luck.
Is it Drew? Andrew Luck? I don't know. Luck.
Bad luck.
Luck.
Drew Lock was a quarterback at one
Drew
point.
Luck.
That might be
Drew
who
Luck.
you have.
Yeah. That's. Yeah.
Is he old?
And then Tommy DeVito.
Yes.
Oh yeah, I thought you guys all loved Tommy DeVito.
No. He
Thought he did
run a few
really
games.
great
I'd rather see him in
preseason.
there right now. The Giants fans would rather see anything going on right now.
Mike,
You're watching two guys commit to a guy who is sucking them into the abyss.
can you go back to what's wrong with the NFL overall?
The problems with the NFL are multifold.
Yes.
It's frustrating. It's frustrating because they just get sucked in by this guy every single week with his bad eye, with his wandering, stupid eye. So depressing. So last night, the only thing I had going for me, I literally said this to a buddy of mine who was wearing on the golf course yesterday
Yes.
Pittsburgh Steelers colors, including shoes. Nice look, Greg. And so, yeah, he was.
Well,
he was
what
doing
if
that.
what if the Giants were having a spectacular year?
No.
Would you were you wear Giants colors on the course?
No, I snuck a little political bracelet in there.
Well, no, it's not about politics,
Well.
Mike.
Well, no, but I mean, I'm sorry. That's all I do. I try to
Okay.
keep it subtle, and then
Looks
I'll
like
wear a
Taylor
what's it?
Swift. It looks more like a Taylor Swift bracelet.
Yeah, it looks like he just got back from the concert.
Yeah,
But
yeah, that era tour.
I've worn these before for Four Ocean and these little things, and I loved it because there wasn't one person that picked up on it. Because men don't look at other men's wrists.
I do.
You know?
First
By
thing
the
in
way,
jewelry.
I bought this. I bought this on my own, and this is a Credo bracelet that I bought, and this raises money for getting service dogs for soldiers with PTSD.
Okay, that I love.
I like that.
love
That's
that.
the
My-
I think it's Hero something. I'm not sure. I don't want to give the improper
My wife
location
wears
for that.
bracelets like that like tracks animals, so then she can look on her phone and see like where in the world the animal is.
Oh, that's
through
wonderful.
GPS.
That's great.
Except the animals keep dying.
Now, not because
Well, I mean, are
of her-
these her animals?
No. It's like you can. It's a type of bracelet you can buy like that, but it tracks like you can look up the little GPS thing and it shows you where the animal is.
And then
in
your
the
wife.
world.
Now, I was only half listening. So the GPS
keep
picks
dying.
up the dog, and your
Yeah.
wife goes and
It's
kills
like-
it.
I don't know. It's like look, here's you can see my penguin on this map, and then a week later the penguin hasn't moved in 4 days.
Josh, is this the first time you've come to the show high? Because I don't know about anyone that's tracking penguins on their phone.
Or
I
as,
think a lot
as
of people
Benedict
are. It
Cumberbatch
just
would
looks-
say,
it looks
penguins.
just like that bracelet.
Oh, that's right, penguin.
Penguins. A guy that did a documentary about penguins, and he
Yes,
could
I
not
can't say it.
pronounce. If anybody can find that video with Benedict, it was on the Graham Norton show.
Yeah, he can't
and
say it.
it's Benedict Cumberbatch talking about penguins and
Didn't
penguins.
we have it on here a couple months ago?
I think we did. I think
We
we
did,
actually
yeah.
had that on there, which is one of the funniest things I've ever seen. And he, I love it when somebody owns it. Mad respect for Benedict
Yep.
Cumberbatch of getting on the show. And by the way, pretty close to the best talk show of its kind on TV right now, Graham
Currently,
Norton.
yeah. Mm-hmm.
I mean, really just, maintains the format of bringing guests out and having them all sit on the couch, which they gave up on a long time when they caved to publicists about people coming on one and done on
that,
regular
Mike,
television shows.
That doesn't generate TikTok moments. You
Yeah.
have to, make the guests do a fake impression roulette sequence.
Well, now the guests are TikTok people,
Yeah,
Yes.
that's true
That's
too. Mhm.
Which
and
is
here
sad.
is Benedict.
This
Okay.
is
all
Thank
the
you.
questions we had, the one that came up most often was ask Benedict to say the word penguin.
I love
What
this.
is this about?
Well, apparently I got it wrong repeatedly in the documentary, and now I'm completely terrified of the word. I don't go near it.
The first one you sort of get away with, and then after that you lose all sense of what let's have a look. Listen carefully.
This is a
And the
documentary.
last thing you might expect to see here is penguins.
Penguins.
These are Fiordland crested penguins, named after this corner of South New Zealand. So why are these woodlands so attractive to penguins? A freshwater stream through the forest makes a handy highway for a parent penguin heading home from a fishing trip.
You're doing a documentary on penguins, and you can't pronounce.
And how many people are watching him? How many people are watching him record it, saying penlings, and not stopping?
What
him?
happened?
Or is that the best they could do? You know, there's a similar outtake, and I played it years ago with Shatner a long time ago. It was actually doing voiceover for the Star Trek cartoons, and he wouldn't say sabotage. I think he was saying sabotage, and he says,
"Well, sabotage might be, but that's not close to penguin.
No, it's not. But they stopped Shatner, and he says, "Well, that's what I say."
Yeah. Yes.
Denny Train.
There I go. That's fantastic. I love that. I can only think that perhaps a disinterested or weak-minded engineer in the recording session. By the way, I've been the victim of that on this show. I've had you guys know that I was screwing something up. Not you guys specifically, but I know Rob definitely in the past, where I would mess something up and I'm just rolling with it like for a long time, and then maybe somebody brings it up after the fact, and I've had that happen.
We had it with Rob just a couple weeks ago. Rob, what's our sponsor?
Momentous. It's momentous.
Momentous.
Yeah.
And what did you say?
Momentous. Because you know what? Your eyes lie to you sometimes. There's no I in there to make it momentous. It's momentous.
No. What do you mean your eyes lie to you?
You see a word and you say it.
Wait. How can you detach the responsibility on your own body?
I'm not. I totally blew it, and I apologize to the client.
Don't go into that.
No.
Rote apology that you have. I'm not talking about that. This is you. What did you say? What was that bullshit that you just said about the? Wait, no. Stop. We're stopping down. We are stopping down.
Oh, this will be fun.
Sometime. Yeah. Well, because you're not owning it. Really? What did you say? The eyes. What is it? What was the answer you had?
Have you ever glanced at a word and made it seem like another word? You know, just like if you look at.
You mean have I ever read a word incorrectly and mispronounced it?
No, like if you were to sometimes look at the word, God, I can't even think of an example right now. But like
because you're like, swimming in Lake BS. That's why.
Right, you're saying like
no, I'm saying I screwed up.
If the word was Brad and you read it as braid, you're just imagining an I in there.
Yeah, but you see something wrong.
I'm focusing on the way you said it. Sometimes you took your own body and detached from it what was the quote? Do you remember your quote?
Sometimes your eyes deceive you? Something like that?
No, it wasn't. No,
it was like sometimes my eyes see things that aren't there.
Okay, well, you know what? That too. That too. If you see a word,
that's not true.
Well, Mike, why would I? What you're implying is that I went through and specifically said something wrong because I didn't read it right. No,
I'm 100% incorrect. I'm not saying that at all. I
saw it wrong. I saw it wrong.
About 5 times in the read.
And I'd never, you know what? I'd never heard it. I'd read about it. I'd communicated with the client.
I really wish we could roll the tape back. It's just the way you said that was amazing to me. That was just it was a different way of sometimes the eyes. It was not the eyes deceive or the eyes betray you, but it was you taking your eyes and blaming them instead of you.
No. If anything, I blame my own brain, which is a big part of me. If you see a word that looks like a word, and keep in mind when we are doing
it 1,000 times.
I know. That's the problem, Mike. Is that you are? I can't. What have I told you? My least favorite thing is when you're not here. I hate reading copy.
I didn't know that.
Good at it.
I didn't know that.
I've told you.
I had no idea.
I don't
remember that. I don't remember you saying that. I've never been aware that you had that big a problem with it.
You were gone a week, and you came back, and I think you said, thank you for taking care of things, and I said it was fun, but I did miss the fact.
I don't process it that way. As far as the that would be, because I would be aware of you having issues with it. I didn't know that it is something you don't dig.
I don't savor it because you know why? If I was next to someone who was at the same skill level at reading copy as me, I'd be fine. But you are so good at it, it drives me crazy. Then? What's that? Yeah, that'd be great, Josh.
That'd help you out.
Yeah,
but it was just funny. It was funny the way you articulated that.
Josh sees the word momentous and he says powder.
Well, Josh. By the way, this is good. I want to cover this. I want
okay.
That's
so Josh.
Those G's, my eyes just don't see those G's.
Yeah. So I apologize, Mike. I did not mean to.
Josh
screw
had
it up,
one of the one. I did not correct him on the thread. On the text thread yesterday, Josh had one of the all-time. Oh, you screwed it up big time. But I didn't. Right. But at the moment, I was in full support mode.
I was a little frustrated at the time.
I was in full support, and I still am in that full support mode. I want to make sure. But was that the group? Rob, did we get that in the group when Josh was talking about the hate?
Yeah.
All right, Rob knows the mistake too. So if Rob could share the. All right. So here's what it is. We are a divided nation. Right. We are 1 week away from the election. We've got some election fun today where I put together a little quiz that I'm going to offer the guys for really modern election history, which there's been a ton of it. And because we had some election discussion and because, Josh has been open and honest about
I had to block a person
who he likes, and I'm honest and open. I have, for a very, very long time, not only taken crap from people that disagree with me politically, but at the same time, I think that many of the sites that are created, if you really dug a few layers down, you'd find that might be a bit politically motivated. I'm pretty sure that would be the case. So Josh comes on yesterday, and we're discussing the issue at Madison Square Garden, and Josh is giving his opinion, which, by the way, he is more than welcome on this show with my name on it to give at any time at all, because that's fine. And by the way, it has, and I would hope that Josh would back me up on this, it has nothing to do with our working relationship. No. And I think that has been demonstrated both on and off the air.
I think we only talk politics on the air.
I really do. I think that's the way we do it.
As opposed to me and Josh, we talk a lot at night.
Right. That's
we
our private
FaceTime politics.
So Josh feels the hate that's coming from a listener from the left, who is who doesn't necessarily, maybe because I live in a red state and an incredibly red and angry red county, I have grown accustomed to strategies that I implement for dealing with people. And that main strategy is I'm not going to tell you anything that's going to change your mind, and you're not going to tell me anything that's going to change my mind.
This guy changed my mind.
No, he did. This guy made you dig in even more.
No, he changed my mind. Unfortunately, I voted last week, so I can't take it back.
Darn it. Oh, that's the shame. Did you ask him?
Josh also said he doesn't want to go politics anymore because of this. I would say don't do that, because I think that the way you and I discuss it is mutually respectful, and that's the only way we can start.
Josh and I were talking before the show actually about this very issue. And the thing that I find most fascinating are the people that are so into making sure Josh doesn't get his opinion out are also the people that are saying America is too divisive and that we are a divided country and we need to come together. And this is just pure hatred coming from this person that says we should get together.
I would like to really make one thing clear.
Okay.
To the people that want to attack me for my politics or Josh for his politics, all right? The same rule applies. You're not going to tell me anything that's really going to change my mind at this stage of the game. I like facts. I am able to admit when I think we were very wrong, and the biggest example of that in this election would be thinking that Joe Biden was going to be able to play out the string and be a viable candidate. He wasn't. He'd lost his fastball, and he's an old 80, whatever he is.
Yeah.
But at the same time, I still believe in the candidate that we have, and I believe in the policies. And more than that, the guy on the other team is somebody that I, like many, many Democrats, feel a tremendous amount of angst and anger and disgust and every other adjective you want to throw with that. So,
and I think my simple point yesterday was that no matter what happened at Madison Square Garden, it wasn't convincing either side. It was
probably not,
and
that. But you can, I'm sure, accept from me that that saddens me, because I really wish that it would be. I wish there would be more people that would look at that and go, "This is not right," because it's not.
I think, yes, I agree. And I
not that you say it's not right. I'm sure you do say that's not right, but at the same time, not bad enough to make you change the way you think.
Right, it's not. And for my candidate, it is a bad look going into the last week.
Yeah.
That all the headlines are about this. Where if it would have been at a comedy show, something else.
At a comedy show, it's a different rule.
It's completely acceptable.
Totally different rule. And bringing up that particular comedian is horrible judgment.
I hear that move and all the podcast moves has been Barron Trump's moves. That in order
the young
to reach,
youngster?
In order to reach the younger voters, Barron Trump has been suggesting these different people and has been trying to get his dad on the Kill Tony podcast. They didn't have time to get him on the podcast, so they invited Tony to come here.
Good move.
But
Trump,
anyway,
Mike
is very tall. He's very tall.
So you get attacked by somebody on the left for your politics. They say, kudos to me for standing up. Standing up, the thing that I don't do.
Yeah, I didn't think you were standing up.
Start to scream at people. My relationship now with people that are on the other side is one where they know who I am. They know they're not going to say anything. And it's playful back and forth. So I'm able to give as good as I get, and that's the way it is. But the long gone are the days where I'm getting into a shouting match with people, and it's. But I believe when you get naked racism, that I have every right in the world to call it out.
Sure.
And by the way, just like when Joe Biden came out and was, the trumpet call, the clarion call on the right was that, he doesn't have it, he's out of it, blah, blah, blah. And it proved to be, you have to own it. You have to say you were right. You were right about that, And you didn't totally own it, but you definitely didn't say it means nothing or justify it or do any of that. You knew it was a bad look, as you like to call it, which is softening it, but you still owned it, to a degree.
I like Tony Hinchcliffe as a comic. I like him in his comic setting. I just know that was the wrong spot to have him.
Yeah, and
the wrong timing, definitely.
Yeah,
but I also think I think these Trump rallies are we've never seen anything like it, and they have progressed from a
we did. It was back in the 1930s when the Ubuntu group was up
85 years ago, right?
85 years ago,
I got
the
it.
Nazis. Yeah,
got it. Well, don't worry, I had MSNBC on this weekend too. I got
it. Boy, good. It's good to look at the other side to see that. Yeah.
The frustration thing is when I get these hate messages, like yesterday's starts with anti-woke, you mean anti-compassion, and then it's just hatred towards me.
Yeah.
So it's like, where's your compassion?
And I think the gist of when I responded to you was, welcome to my world. Because I've gotten that for years, decades. Now, but the thing the one thing I sent you a very supportive message to say
where did
that
I screw up.
The screw up was because I think that it's no secret that when it came to English class, my
brother handles that.
Your brother was handling that. So when you said, read the text, and Rob will identify the word that was when you said I will be, and the word that you wish to use would be
I said
refraining.
Okay. That might be. I said restraining.
You said restraining. Yeah. I will be restraining from discussing politics.
Yeah, which apparently I'm not, but either way.
No, you're not. No, you're totally good, which is like me, so I'm all in for that. I like that. I like the fact that you...
I can't keep it.
No, it's fine. It's fine. And it's because it's the reality.
Yeah.
You can't dismiss the numbers. You can't. We got to figure out how to get through this time, and in my humble opinion,
1 week to go.
1 week to go,
and then the loser complains for 3 weeks.
It depends on the loser. But anyway, because it might be three years. Go ahead, Rob.
I was going to say, I really don't care about the fact that there's 8 days to election. There's another countdown I'm focused on that I think is more important. And it's also something, Mike.
Can you remove your obsessive compulsiveness?
And Mike, some people would say it's part of the show.
Can you engage yourself in the discussion at all? My God in heaven, I'm asking you. I thought Rob was looking at the thread. Rob is getting ready to do his edited piece of countdown for 10 days.
I thought we were done, and I was going to try to cycle out of it. But if you want my personal take on this, the problem is, Mike, the problem is divisiveness. And if we were to somehow restrain Josh from talking, that we actually weaken our own point. Because there are, it is right down the middle right now. 50%, 50%. I can't believe it's that close, but it's that close. And if we just ignore the fact that there is that divisiveness out there, it's almost like playing into it. So I love the fact that we let Josh occasionally pop in with his side's take. This has been a one-sided show for a long time. And, I think it's maybe not refreshing, but I think it's a bit fascinating to see what the other side is thinking.
No, it's not refreshing at all. If you consider refreshing, drinking, a Tabasco cocktail, then it would be refreshing.
Well, like I said, it's not refreshing, but it's insightful.
Can I say this? Can I say this? When I listen to, I think that I don't want to hold this up to an example of it. And I was pissed off when I came in yesterday. I was pissed off at that rally. I really was. I think it's and when you do it in a large mob scene, you legitimize that. But the way Josh and I kind of roll with it on the show is, for the people that say you should call Josh out, no, I'm not saying anything to him that's going to change his mind. I care about my country. He cares about his country. And I that's unfortunately, or fortunately, that's the reality that we live in. And I think what I get from you, Josh, occasionally is that your eyes are open.
Yeah.
You know what my issues are.
Right.
I think it's pretty obvious, and I think it's probably a little. I would think, and you can disagree with me if you want. I would think it's a little easier for me. It's a little easier for you than it is for me because I have trouble understanding where you're coming from. Does that make sense to you?
Yeah, I get that. And I'll tell you, my hardest thing for me to understand on the other side is how everyone got behind Kamala so fast.
Okay,
that's my biggest thing. Is I heard all this. Maybe Biden needs another vice president, someone else to run the second time. She's not doing it, and then all of a sudden, everyone huddles up behind her. So that's one of the things that I don't understand on the other side.
Yeah, and I get from talking to people on the right that there is kind of and correct me if I'm wrong, because I don't want to mischaracterize the way you feel. And I'm talking to you, not everybody else. But I'm saying, for example, I've gotten that. With what's democratic about that? I've gotten that. What's that? The handpick. Well, the bottom line is, it was democratic. It was done by the rules. It was done by the rules. The electors were polled, and that. So, but there is that kind of sense of, and would there not be?
Do you wish they had an open primary up against Joe Biden, and let RFK run? Because I think RFK
no,
won a lot of people over.
If you went, no, he wouldn't have. Because
I think he brought stuff onto Trump's side that could have stayed on that side.
RFK, to me, the way I perceive him is a bit of a malcontent, a bit of a contrarian, a bit of a wingnut. That's the way I look at RFK.
No, I understand.
But the thing about
he married well.
The way it shook out and the way it worked out, with the kind of hatred that and venom that is spewed against anyone who runs against Trump. I think it actually worked out better for the Democrats. So from that standpoint, the answer would be no. I think the way it went down was okay. That we thought we had a viable candidate, and it turned out in that first debate, holy S, which is what I said to my wife. And then bingo bango, you've got, in my opinion, about Kamala Harris, somebody who was not ready for the spotlight in the top of the ticket the first time she ran. But she was, I believe she's grown in the role, which is what a lot of people on my teams think about that. So in the long run, it worked. I think it worked out better for this. If we're talking about the horse race here, which is what it is, it worked out better. I liked it like that. What's going to happen with the election? Go out and vote. Nobody knows yet.
Right, yeah, who knows? It's too close.
So that's it.
What bothers me the most about it is when they say congratulations on calling out Josh. And that is so narrow-minded and nearsighted, because to call someone out, it's like to bring up some secret or to reveal something about them that we don't already know. We know where we stand. We know where Mike stands. We know where I stand. We know where Josh stands. Also,
I have done more for my cause down here, in my opinion, by people knowing where I stand.
Yeah.
And by sticking to my guns, but not doing it in such a way where I'm screaming at people all the time. Because I was there at a certain point. It was contentious. I've done
the screaming doesn't help anyone.
I don't think so.
The hard of hearing, it helps.
It really gets to a point where I think you do more good, and I don't know what's wrong with my throat. You do more good if you approach it from a standpoint of reason.
Yeah.
In my opinion, they do. And I am surrounded by this. Now, with my wife, with like-minded individuals, I don't speak the same way. I get pissed. And I cannot tell you how much I hate the other side's leading candidate. I cannot stand the guy. And a lot of people cannot stand the guy on both the right and the left. But we're still where we are. And we will see, because we have 1 week to go. And I know there is someone now who is chomping at the bit because there's another countdown.
No, I don't want to play it now.
Now you're not going to play it? You want to play it, and then we're in mid-discussion.
Right. I thought Mike, I thought the discussion was winding up. Forgive me.
That's the other guy. He's not here anymore that wanted to move past politics. Sometimes
I wasn't, Mike.
Talk about it on the show.
And by the way, how dare you? What I was doing. Okay.
Yeah, I know. I get it.
But anyway, the important thing is there's 11 days.
Yes.
11 days. Absolutely.
Yes. Until we go to Las Vegas.
Las Vegas, not the election.
No.
We're going to be in the election. We might have a new president by the time we get to Las Vegas.
Well, I mean, we will have a new perspective.
Oh, really? Are you sure?
Well, Mike, it won't be Joe Biden. It's got to be a new guy or gal.
I don't know. They say counting might take 3 weeks.
That's what they're saying.
And
did you know that, Rob? Did you know that?
Yes, I did know that. And Mike, regardless of that, we will not have a president until January 20th when the inauguration happens. But we will have a new, president in the offing either way. But that'll happen when we're in Las Vegas 11 days from now.
It's a race to the finish line with just 11 days left.
But don't despair. There is still time.
In 11 days.
I got 11 days. When you get a chance to multiply by 11.
The numbers all go to 11. 11. 11.
Is that true?
These go to 11.
I'll see you later.
The Mike O'Mara Show.
Oh, Ocean's 11.
In fabulous Las Vegas, Nevada.
What?
The numbers go to 11 in Spinal Tap.
Is that what that's from?
Yeah.
So that's
these go to 11.
That's Christopher Guest.
Exactly. You nailed it.
There you go.
Very good.
All right, I got that. So that's where we are, and we'll have a little bit of a quiz because I forgot how the modern history of presidential elections is so just loaded with stuff. That's a little mini history lesson that we'll have here. And
no questions about like sitcoms or anything in this quiz.
Not in this quiz that we'll
I'm
have
going to
later
do very
on
poorly
in the show.
poorly.
But it's big time fun, and we've got a jam-packed show for you today. We're going to take a break, and when we come back, we've got the round table and lots more. Don't forget the big election quiz. If you fancy yourself a political junkie, you might really be into this one. I think it's... Well, I will welcome the analysis of my quiz as to whether I made it too easy or not.
Oh, okay.
That's what I'm worried about. We'll be right back.
Mike, and don't worry about the fact that we're about to hear a promo.
It's almost time.
Next week, it's all about Vegas, baby, and we want to see you there.
If you haven't purchased your tickets for the live show at the Downtown Grand on November 9th, what are you waiting for?
There are only a precious few left, so get your tickets now from the store at michaelmarishow.com.
Don't suffer from FOMO. Come to the show.
Because if you don't purchase your ticket, I will find you, and I will haunt you the rest of your life.
Thank you to Steve Kelsey for voicing that promo with Jim.
Was that the Liam Neeson?
Yeah, he did that, and he was the other low voice on the promo. Two voice effort.
Thank you, Steve. In a perfect world, we would all get enough of the nutrients we need for high-level performance from our diets alone. But in the real world, everyone could use some help in continuing to find a new personal best day after day. I started with the momentous 3: protein, creatine, and omega-3. These are the 3 nutrients expert research shows as the foundation of long-term health. This protocol supports every cellular function of the brain and body. The momentous 3 is the easiest way to drive the biggest impact on health span. Even better, all of the momentous formulas are designed with human performance experts and our NSF. NSF. What is NSF? I forgot what that one is. Is it not safe for work?
No, Mike. It's
sorry,
very
just
safe.
kidding.
You can take this stuff anywhere.
They are NSF and Informed Sports certified for use by professional and collegiate athletes. That means sourcing ingredients for quality, not just what's cheapest. They're driven by what they call the momentous standard, and it's become synonymous with the industry's gold standard in quality and efficacy. So, if you are interested in making a true investment in your health, why not join the best in human performance and be part of the change that's raising the bar on supplements? Just go to livemomentous.com and use code TMOS for 20% off your new routine today. That's livemomentous.com with code TMOS, everybody.
That is the National Sanitation Foundation. It's NSF.
Really?
It signifies a food product meets public and health standards.
Because so it's sanitary.
Hallelujah.
All right, let's get to the tidbits.
Jennifer Aniston remembered her friend's co-star Matthew Perry yesterday on the first anniversary of his death. In a simple Instagram message, Aniston wrote, 1 year. She wrote alongside the heart and dove emoji used for remembrance of people who have passed away. The post links to the Matthew Perry Foundation. That's the nonprofit established in his name to help people struggling with addiction. And I when I saw this news story today, I gave some thought to Matthew Perry and the fact that I was reading his book and just how unreal his addiction was, just how unmanageable it was right till the very end. And it's easy to throw the darts at the enablers that gave him the prescription, but the fact is,
story old as time.
I don't know. With a guy like that, with that kind of addiction issue, I don't know if anything could have saved him. I really think about it like that.
I was never a real big fan of Friends. It sort of made me a standout. I thought it was fine. I didn't think it was great as everyone did, but I did like Matthew Perry, and I saw something yesterday that actually sort of hit me in the feels, as the kids say, and it was a AI generated image or Photoshop image of the rest of the cast of Friends as they appear now, looking sad at his headstone. And if you think about it, that was a defining television show, and it's sad that those people, they were for a while the Beatles of TV. Meaning that they couldn't go anywhere without being recognized or associated with each other. And the fact that that was broken up by such a horrible circumstance is really sad. It's very sad.
It is. It's a true drag. And he was the comic central center of that program.
So good.
Just a real drag. And I always get mad at the enablers that allow this type of thing to happen, but it's pretty tough to, when you've got the power and the fame and the money right through his death, where he was sending out somebody to get his narcotic that was used to. Addiction's a weird thing. We've had authors speak about it.
The fact that he was so in tune with his own addiction, he understood it, he knew it was bad for him, and he couldn't. That's what is the most amazing thing about addiction. When you know it's killing you and you can't do a thing about it. He said he used to be able to, and Mike, you told us this, when he would look back on reruns of Friends, he could tell by his weight what drug he was on. Yeah. He was that specific about it.
Do you feel? Having dealt with addiction yourself, that the way I would look at it would be, I don't know if there's a rule book, right? There are certainly ways to deal with addiction. You dealt with it on your own without a lot of support network of a formal sense,
but I always held out that if I had trouble, I would take it to that next level. I know where I researched where AA meetings were in my neighborhood. I never went to one, but I had a talk with actually, he was a co-host on one show when you were away. My friend Aaron, who also is, he's sober much longer than me, but the story is the same. And we both said that, never feel that it's totally in your hands, that you can take care of it. Luckily, this far, I've been able to. And sober, 31 months? Which is great.
When I hear that, so far that you do at least have the concept of the one day at a time where, you could fall off the wagon
anytime
at any moment. And I do feel that let's go all the way back to the 80s and 90s when I was a young guy. And I remember if somebody would not be drinking, if we had an older sales guy at one of my Annapolis radio stations, and I remember it was always kind of it's like you pause when he would say, "No, I don't drink." It was like a thing. It's no longer a thing. At least in my world, it's not a thing. You hear somebody that's dealing with that
hand in hand with being more sensitive to people that are dealing with depression or any sort of mental struggles. Now it's something that you can, I'm in therapy. Well, God, who isn't? I'm taking a pill. Well, God, who isn't? But that, not just 20 years ago, was not a acceptable thing, I don't think. I think we've come a long way with the awareness
I do too.
Of people.
I'm glad to hear you say that, because I thought that was the case, that we have moved forward on that.
I think we have,
And it's not, I don't consider it that big a thing anymore. And I think most people are just like, it's your journey, and probably to a certain degree that you've gotten through that now, and it's envious. I still have the occasional morning where I'm dragging my ass. I had one Sunday morning, and it was right through my practice on Sunday, where I was just a little draggy and logy, and I hate feeling like that.
You see, sometimes there's an initial code that you'll write on Facebook or social media, and it stands for all the capital letters. I will not drink with you today.
Yeah.
And if you ever see those letters, that's what it says, is that today's a day I'm not going to drink. Well, it doesn't get to the point where I can't look at a beer commercial and say, God, it would be fun to have a beer today. Or I look at, God, now that Crown Royal buys commercials. That wasn't the case 20 years ago. But I see it and I think, wow, you know what? That stuff tasted good. That stuff made me feel good. But also I balance it with the fact that stuff was killing me.
Yeah,
it was literally killing me. Well, and so, how good is it? Is it good enough to kill you? Well, then no, stop. So if you need help, get it. But luckily, thus far, I spoke to my doctor, and, I've had questions and stuff. I spoke to other people that are alcoholics that are getting by, and you trade tricks and stuff. But when it's all said and done,
when you mention that, is there anything that you would share, not necessarily a trick, but something that when you make the decision, and only you can make that decision,
right?
When you make that decision, is there anything you would share with people that would be something that really helped you get underway with this new journey of not drinking?
It was the marijuana.
Thank you. All right.
No. In all seriousness, Mike, figure out what alcohol was replacing in your life and find something to replace that with. For me, it was a big part of ritual. very big part of it
And
was
you're
the
all
ritual,
about ritual.
is having a drink at the end of the night. So now what do? I make myself a tea or something like that. I go through the process of making something to have that signifies the end of the day, and that helps me. But that's just me. Might not help you.
All right,
so
good.
Every day it's a new day. So that's what you.
And we'll build a big wall around the bar on
the Big Dirk Energy Bar.
Yeah, the Big Dirk Energy Bar.
Oh, wristbands still for sale, by the way. Open bar wristbands on our website.
Thank you
go
for
to
those who've gone on.
MikeO'MaraShow.com. Thank you for all of you so far. We need more help, but thank you very much. We appreciate it.
Josh, I did a week in New Orleans. Las Vegas is like the Betty Ford clinic. So I'll be okay.
Hey, Los Angeles County District Attorney George Gascon has filed a petition to re-sentence Eric and Lyle Menendez. That opens the possibility of parole for the brothers serving life sentences for the murder of their parents. Gascon unveiled his long-awaited decision in the infamous case on Thursday, saying the brothers have paid their debt to society. The petition asked the court to re-sentence the men to 50 years to life on 2 counts of first-degree murder, according to a copy obtained by USA Today. Under California law, they would be eligible for youth parole since they were under the age of 26 at the time of the crime.
Now they're like 70.
Yeah. And they've already served 30 years, which is amazing when you really think about that.
My sentence for them would be take off your toupee.
Yeah,
That's my sentence.
He has, and he's bald now.
He looks great. Yeah,
right.
And my fear is that the judge didn't go back and look at the facts. He just binged the Netflix documentary.
Well, who knows? It was, it leaves a lot more questions than answers. The momentous decision came after the brothers' attorneys filed new evidence last year they said shed light on abuse suffered at the hands of their father, Jose Menendez. In recent months, the brothers' family, as well as celebrities and human rights advocates, urged Gascon's office to release the convicted men, citing the new evidence and the evolution in the understanding of sexual abuse victims. I would like to know, because I'm not quite sure whether the documentary deals with that, I would like to know what that new evidence is. I'd be very curious to read about that.
Getting any support from any red-headed female country singers? Because you said celebrities are backing them up.
Hey, everybody, this is Reba McEntire.
That's the ritual he talks about. He wants that ritual in there every day. Kid Rock is full-on MAGA, and Eminem recently endorsed Kamala Harris. But it's refreshing to know that despite their political differences, they're still buddies and fellow Detroit Lions fans.
That's refreshing?
Well, yeah. Why not, right? I mean,
guess.
come on. Kid posted a video saying, quote, "I love Eminem. We've been friends for many years. I don't agree with his politics, but I do give credit to him and people like Taylor Swift for standing up and not being afraid to be vocal for that which they believe. Thinking differently and having the freedom to do so is what makes this country great." Eminem replied, quote, "Here's one thing Kid Rock and I do agree on. Go Lions. Appreciate you, Bob." So, now why are you poo-pooing this? I think this is nice.
It is nice, but it's Kid Rock, and he's a zero. So you got to be careful. Take it with a grain of salt.
Eminem spent the entire game calling out Kid Rock.
Really?
No, not at all. I'm going back to that email that you called me out.
Okay, there you go. Do you have a favorite celebrity chef?
Yeah, absolutely. You know this.
I know who yours is.
Yeah. It's the only one I've ever the only one I've ever seen in concert.
I've seen Rachel Ray in concert, but
so there you go. Yeah. Do her arms look better in person, or are they still like dinosaur arms?
It was a long time ago with my buddy Mark Silverstein.
I remember.
Silverstein. Yeah. Sorry about that. Josh, do you follow the cooking shows like
I do not.
Rob and I do?
I know nothing about the cooking shows.
Okay, so my favorite...
I know I'm tired of Martha Stewart, if she still counts.
Well, she's not really a cooking person. She's an all-around lifestyle person.
A lifestyle expert. I don't know who
Mrs. Green Thumbs?
Number one is Gordon Ramsay. He got 40% of this survey.
Okay, I like him. I do.
Rachel Ray, 31%. Bobby Flay. Can't stand Bobby Flay. 28%. Hey, guess what? Rounding out the top 5.
What?
Martha Stewart and Emerald Lagasse. They both had 26%.
Emerald is sort of last year, I think. You know, I watched that
I
show,
agree.
Beating
I
Bobby
agree with
Flay, and I was disappointed that it did not involve an actual beating.
I know it does not. You stole that. That's someone else's
No,
line,
I wrote
think.
that. I wrote that but a long time ago.
Did you really write
I
that
did.
line? That's
Yeah.
yours?
Yes.
I could make a case that it might not be. Sometimes you write a line you think is yours, but it's been used before. I think that line, but I'll double check it. I'll fact check it. No, I won't.
I got it from Tony Hinchcliffe.
Tony Hinchcliffe at the Garden. The election is next week, and Halloween is this Thursday.
Oh, my God, so much going on.
So somebody polled again. Sorry about the polls. But
That's all right.
there are a lot of them right now. 6,000 people asked him, have you ever dressed as a politician? 8% of Americans have dressed up as a political figure for Halloween before, and at least 13% of us know someone who is going as a politician this year. Here are the stats.
All right, great.
Do you really want them? Do you really
Mike,
want to know?
have you ever dressed as a political figure?
I've dressed as pop culture. Yeah, I guess Barbara Bush when I went in drag with my red pumps. That would probably count.
Does Adolf Hitler count as a political figure?
Let's move on, shall we?
Because I've never dressed as him.
There you go. Good.
Thank you.
And finally today, thieves have
burglars
have pulled off a massive cheese heist in the UK.
And
more than 300,000 pounds, and I'm talking about money pounds, 360,000 euros, pounds, dollars worth of cheddar.
Those pounds are money.
Money that's missing. Just a ton of cheese. London cheese specialist Neil's Yard Dairy.
That seems awfully specific to be a London cheese specialist. Oh, Mike, the cheese is here. The cheese wagon.
Let me turn this up. Come on, do it again now. I'm turning
Come on,
everything
folks.
up.
Come on.
No, he'll wait till I start.
It's so nice, Mike, when people can tune into our second consecutive perfect show. It's fun to have you be a part of it, folks. Thanks
so
coming.
much. I appreciate that. Thieves have pulled off this big, I guess it's a con guy that's done this. A distributor, that's Neil's Yard Dairy, had said that a con guy posing as a wholesale distributor, I'm going to read it again because this guy distracted me. Neil's Yard Dairy said a con artist posing as a wholesale distributor for a major French retailer made off with 22 metric tons.
Wow.
That's 48,488 pounds of award-winning cheddar. That's worth more than, as we mentioned before, 300,000 pounds. Before the company realized it had been scammed and reported the theft, nearly 1,000 wheels of cloth-wrapped cheese from
cloth, Mike.
From 3 cheesemakers had gone missing. The dairy has asked international cheesemongers. I always love that name. Cheesemonger.
That's a great word, yeah.
Precious. They've asked them to be on the lookout for the stolen cheese, particularly in 10-kilogram and 24-kilogram blocks. The dairy said it had still paid all 3 producers of the cheese in full, so the individual dairies would not have to bear the costs.
Nice.
So they got their money, which means this big outfit, the middleman, is doing very well for their source.
But I did see a few weeks ago that the most stolen item from grocery stores is also cheese.
Cheese. How about that?
Yeah.
Well, all in all, it sounds like the cheddar thieves were pretty sharp. There you go. Thank you. Nothing. No one. Get it? Sharp.
I get it. I got it. If you want to find these thieves, Mike, look for someone who hasn't taken a shit in 2 weeks.
There you go. All bound up. Yes. They'll be bound up when they catch them with handcuffs.
Like a little mouse.
Is that it? Hey, a good letter. A good letter, everyone. That's coming up next on the Mike O'Mara Show. Whoa. Hey, with MyBookie, you're not just watching football. You're cashing in on the action.
Yes.
Risk-free bets. Thousands in cash prizes and epic rewards. Reward. Hey, I'm Frank Sinatra. I have a little reward.
Hey, man, I just mixed myself a little salad here and
have a little reward. Every single week they do it. The best part is you can bet on any game, anytime, anywhere, straight from your phone. Check out mybookie.ag and use our code, Mike O'Mara. That's the code, everybody. That gets you started. It's MyBookie's 10-year anniversary, and they're rolling out the red carpet for bettors. Bet big and bet confident with risk-free Thursdays. If your boosted bet doesn't hit, you'll get your money back. Weekly, no sweat, win-win bets all season long. For those of you who've been playing with MyBookie, they've got something for you, too. A brand new loyalty rewards program in MyBookie Plus. It's simple. The more you play, the more you earn. Make your football season a winning season with MyBookie. Bet anything, anytime, anywhere with MyBookie. Remember, mybookie.ag and promo code Mike O'Mara, no spaces, no apostrophe. MyBookie, light them up. All right.
Thank you.
Is this like a formal mailbag, or did
you know
just
what? I
receive
think
a random
it's
letter?
a letter, but it's from our mailbag, so...
I love the theme to the mailbag.
Me too. Remember, Mike,
boys.
our house orchestra is the La Plata High School Band.
It's delightful.
Final countdown. 11 days till Vegas.
Final
so there
countdown.
you go. This letter to me is funny in so many ways, and it went to Josh and it went to me, and Josh enjoyed it so much he forwarded it to me again.
Okay.
Now I have to ask you, when you started, I know you started on WAVA and working with Don. It was in the afternoons in the summer of '85, if my mental calendar is right.
Fall
and
of
then you launched the Morning Zoo in the fall of '85. Is that right?
Yeah, okay. So if you're talking about the summer of '85, that would have been when I was the production director at WAVA.
And Don was in afternoons, and you would do Saul and occasional
I'd come in
drop-ins
and do
on his show.
a bit or two on his show, and then they moved us into the regular slot after that.
So that's a long time that you've been doing radio in this market. And
before that, of course, I was in smaller markets, too.
Right.
I was in Annapolis, Maryland, and I was also in Northern Virginia. So that's.
But I think that the launch on the Morning Zoo is when you became, and I know you hate this phrase, but I'll use it anyway, a heritage DJ. I mean, someone who was in the mornings for a long time that people remember from that time. Yeah. But I do know you, and I didn't get to work with you until 92. So these years are sort of before me. But you're not a saver. You don't like hoard memories from the past. And so you don't have a lot of things probably from those first few years, do you? I mean,
I could probably go through some stuff. I probably got some swag, pictures, promotional items and stuff like that. But as far as tapes and that kind of stuff of my work, probably not a lot of it, because it really makes me cringe most of the time.
Yeah, I'm glad you said that, Mike, because we got to who is your favorite Agnew? Probably Spiro, right?
Yes, absolutely. 100%.
Well, this is a letter from R.T. Agnew, and he really must not understand how things work, because here's the letter. The subject line is Mike O'Mara, ? And so when I see something like that, I'm like, oh, I'll read this. And it says, hi. I'm trying to track down Mike O'Mara from the Don and Mike Show. Well, you've done it. Here he is. We've got him. That's great.
All right.
To see if there was any way to recover a recording from their broadcast on Monday morning, December 8th, 1986. Mike, do you have that tape?
I got it right here. I got it right here. Here it is. Here it is.
Now, I'm going to read you. He's very vague about what the segment is about, and I wonder if you have any memory of it. It says, the famous Don and Mike, and you were in quotation marks there, the famous Don and Mike were at the Washington Redskins game against the New York Giants to see their friend who was performing the national anthem. Any memory of this?
Nope.
Didn't think so. My sister and I, this is Mrs. Agnew, I suppose, were seated near them and ended up trading tickets with them.
He's married to his sister?
No, no, I'm assuming that if she is she's unmarried, that she would also be Agnew. Then she'd be Miss Agnew. I stand corrected. Anyway, the trade went sideways when you traded tickets. Mike, is it typical that you would go into a sporting event and trade tickets in some sort of a cockeyed plan?
I seem to remember we did a thing with the Hogettes where we were supposed to go there and be Hogettes, and then we left.
Yeah, because you had
went
to stand
another
up.
segment of another section of the field because we hated the Hogettes.
Well, Mike, the letter goes on to say the trade went
strong
sideways.
language. Hate's a strong word. We were not compatible with the Hogettes at that time.
Pork chop was one
Pork
of them.
chop, right. Grandpa hog out.
Oh, the hygiene. The trade ones, are they still at the games?
I have no earthly idea. Probably not.
I think
unless there's an urn.
Mike, they're still at RFK. That's the thing. They've not made it to the new stadium yet. Anyway,
Absolutely.
the trade went sideways the following day when they went on their broadcast and talked all about it. This might pique your memory, Mike. It was an unbelievable story that has been folklore in my family's household when discussing my dad's 50-year-plus career working for the federal government. So now that somehow the dad is involved, but he wasn't at the game. I am desperate to find a recording after all these years and play it for my father. Can you please forward this to Mike in the hopes that he might be able to help me locate a recording? Mike, can you reach out to this guy and help him search out this recording?
No.
Any help is sincerely appreciated. R.T. Agnew.
Okay, sorry about that. I was waiting. Josh, weren't you waiting for like a clip? I thought we were going to get a clip from the old days.
No, there's no clip because
we couldn't find one.
They're all on Kinescope. They're all on Kinescope, and they were destroyed in a warehouse fire.
But the thing, Mike, the thing that pleases me most about this letter from Mr. Agnew is that in his mind, somehow he can get to you through me.
Okay.
And that like somehow I'm gonna drive to your house in Florida and we're gonna go to
we'll go down into the basement.
Well, no, Mike, more than that. The abandoned salt mine, 500 feet underground, where all of the reel-to-reel tapes of your show are categorized.
That'd be morning zoo stuff too, which would be early morning, and I hate it. All the bells and the
exactly.
whistles. And I had like a duck caller. It was,
Didn't you have a snare drum?
I had a snare drum, I had a keyboard. God, yeah. All right.
To be fair, Mike, I truly miss the keyboard. I loved that you would have the keyboard.
Well, the keyboard was played by some famous people. I think Carly Simon played the keyboard. I think Dennis DeYoung played the keyboard.
Liberace.
On that note, we're going to take
you had Liberace in studio.
All right, it's quiz time. We're going to play.
I can't wait for the quiz.
And I'm proud of this quiz. I wrote it. I wrote this quiz. Even though the facts are, cut and paste facts.
Mike, just at least look around your house for that tape. That was October of '86.
I found it. All right. We'll be right back, everybody. There's a bit of a chill in the air. Autumn is here. I know up where you are, you had a freeze this morning. Is that true?
Hard freeze, Mike, if you know what I mean.
Hard freeze. With Legacy Box, you can cozy up and watch something special this fall, your family's home movies. Legacy Box is the simple and safe solution for digitizing all your family's precious memories. By going to legacybox.com/TMOS, you can enjoy 55% off when you get started with Legacy Box today. The process is easy. Send in your Legacy Box filled with old VHS tapes, camcorder tapes, and pictures. Their team professionally digitizes everything by hand right here in the USA. You'll get it back on the cloud or thumb drive along with your originals. Legacy Box digitizes over 15 different types of analog media. So, whatever it is, they've got you covered. After 10 years in business, Legacy Box is the world's largest digitizer. They've helped over 1 million families relive their wedding days, babies' first steps, and even great moments from the New York Giants as they destroy the Steelers.
Yeah, I know you have a lot of Super 8s of that, Mike. 8mm film. Yeah.
Down in the wine cellar. Go to legacybox.com/TMOS to get an incredible 55% off. Buy today. Send it in when you're ready. Go to legacybox.com/TMOS. Legacybox.com/TMOS. Yes, we are a week away from the election, ladies and gentlemen. And,
I forgot, Mike, it wasn't a salt mine. It's a wine cellar that you have all the tapes in.
This is not a competition between you and Josh. I would look for you guys to assist each other on this. And
all
right. These vary in degrees of ease, and I think I have taken advantage of my elder status on the show to mine my own memory banks, with supplementing them with a few details online. And let's see.
How many questions total? Can you
I
tell
have
me that?
20.
So to pass, I would say we'd need each one worth 5 points. I'd say we need a 12 or 13 for a passing grade.
Then keep your score and let us know if you get enough to pass, and then if you get enough to get a B and an A or an A plus.
Okay. All right.
Which is possible.
It is. It is possible.
Let's start with the first question. All right.
Yeah.
Here we go. What candidate looked like a doofus when he was photographed in a tank?
Photographed in a tank. I seem to remember a picture of George W. Bush in a tank, and he liked to ally himself with the military, and he was famous for putting up the Mission Accomplished banner.
Nice guess.
I will say him. No. Oh, no.
Josh, would you like to hazard a guess on this?
I'm going to go Hoover.
Herbert Hoover.
I will give you one hint and give you a chance to redeem yourself for the first question.
All right.
He was driving the tank.
Driving the tank. I can only think of Arnold, and he wasn't a presidential candidate.
No, the correct answer,
yeah,
you got it wrong. Michael Dukakis. And it actually was a major thing at the time, and he was summarily mocked across all the platforms. Are you ready for question number 2?
You know, he was very good when he was played by John Lovitz on Saturday Night Live, Michael Dukakis. Yes, I'll go with question number 2, please.
Question number 2. What candidate, and you can run a little music in back.
Okay,
of this.
very
I think
good.
That's fine.
Yeah.
What candidate was also a first baseman for the Yale baseball team?
Oh, well, that's easy. That's George Bush.
Which one?
The senior, George H.W. Bush.
That is correct. You have gotten that one right. Where's my ding? There it is.
Congratulations.
It was George H.W. Bush, played for the Yale baseball team. I think maybe a star player for the Yale.
An incredible youth he had. Great book to read about him.
Yeah, I mean,
really
cool stuff about anti-bullying, which was his thing. He didn't let people pick on other people. So that was
well,
very
apparently
cool.
That's how he met Barbara. Barbara was picking on him.
Moving right along, ladies and gentlemen. Question number 3, Rob Spiewak.
Yes.
What president was famous for being a klutz?
Oh, Gerald Ford.
Gerald Ford is correct.
Yes.
You are rolling right now. All right. This one might be a little tougher for you.
Okay.
What candidate was criticized in political pundit circles for smiling, often at the wrong time?
I can't think of a lot of smiling presidents other than, and so my guess will be Jimmy Carter.
Jimmy Carter is correct.
Yay!
Way to go, Rob Spiewak. Very, very good.
He was a peanut farmer from Plains, Georgia, Mike.
A peanut farmer. Josh, feel free to jump in. Have you gotten any so far?
I knew the Yale baseball.
You did?
That's
okay,
about
good
it.
for you. That's good. That's a good thing. All right. Who was the Democratic nominee in the 1972 presidential campaign?
Okay, so Nixon won in 72. I'm looking right now at my
good.
Nixon
That's a
political
good way of
button.
getting it. Yep.
So is it McGovern?
McGovern is correct. Rob Spiewak is tearing through this. I love this. This is good. They're not too easy though, right?
No, they're not
too easy?
at all.
All right,
no.
Very good. All right. In that same campaign, who was the VP nominee who was replaced on the ticket due to concerns about his mental health?
Oh boy. So he would have been replaced by Spiro Agnew because
this is the Democratic ticket.
Oh, the Democratic ticket. Ooh.
He was replaced on the ticket due to controversy surrounding mental health.
Oh, it's Son of Sam.
That is incorrect.
I'm
Josh?
sorry.
Right. Joe Biden.
Joe Biden is
That's
not correct.
not good and not accepted.
I'll give you one hint, see if you can get it by this, Rob.
Right. Yeah.
He was replaced by Maria Shriver's father, Sergeant Shriver.
So, boy, that's a tough one, Mike, because if I wasn't there, I mean, I was 1 year old. So I have to say no
The
guess
senator's name was Thomas Eagleton.
Eagleton, okay.
Eagleton.
You have to admit that's a little obscure. That's not.
You got to throw. They can't all be softballs.
That's
pal.
true. That's true.
That's the way that goes.
Michael Dukakis drove a tank.
If it wasn't on TV,
it was
There you
on
go.
TV. I was just 1 year old. That's all.
Number 7, Hubert Humphrey was the Democratic candidate in the 1968 presidential campaign, and he was sometimes referred to as HHH.
Mm-hmm.
What was his middle name?
Hubert H. Humphrey. Ham.
That
He
is
loved
incorrect.
the meat. No.
Josh, you want to try a guess? Middle name H?
Harry.
Harry is incorrect. Rob, want to try one more time?
Hey, Hubert.
He was referred to often as
It's
HHH.
Harold.
Harold is incorrect, though. Correct answer, Hubert Horatio Humphrey. ladies
Yes,
and gentlemen.
poor Horatio.
All right, ready? We're moving right. We're flying along on this wonderful quiz, ladies and
This
gentlemen.
number 9 or number 8?
This is number 9. Number
9?
Oh, no,
Number
this is
9?
number 8. And
Okay.
this is going to be easy for you because, well, I'll tell you why. You'll know why as soon
All
as I
right,
give it
all
to
right.
you. Prior to Gerald Ford, who was the vice president in the Nixon administration?
Oh, I already mentioned this. Agnew.
Yes, there you go.
Sorry
That's
about
why you
that. I
got
didn't
it.
mean to read ahead.
Well, sometimes that happens. Number 9, who was the third-party candidate in the 1992 presidential election?
Mike, I voted for him. Ross Perot.
Ross Perot. Come on now. Yeah,
I went to a rally of his in Richmond. Believe it or not. Yeah, it was neat.
Who was the comedian?
It was
Dana Carr. Oh, yeah, he went to a rally.
the comedian was Freddie Roman.
All right, here we go. We're up at number 10.
10?
We're at number 10. Who participated in the very first televised presidential debate?
Is it? Wow. I'm drawn to say this, although it might not be right. Nixon Kennedy?
Nixon Kennedy is correct. Way to go.
Did you know, Josh, that the television version of the debate, they said that Kennedy won, and on the radio version, they said Nixon won because Kennedy was so telegenic that it actually carried him through, thus signaling a new era of politic.
Man knows some of his stuff. There you go. Number 11, Vice President and presidential candidate Al Gore was a senator from this state.
Oh, he has sort of an accent. Al Gore. Is he Tennessee?
Tennessee is correct, Rob.
Wow,
well
that was
done.
a guess. That was a guess.
Well done. That is a wonderful poll there. We're at question number 12 right now, and you're doing very, very well.
Thank you.
Question number 12. What presidential candidate was identified by one letter?
I thought it was the wife.
This is softball, guys.
Isn't it?
I know it's
W?
it's
What's
W.
that?
W.
W, yes, Josh Soroka with the win there. Congratulations. W. Remember the stickers? There were W's all over.
Well, also his wife
Twitter.
was referred to by one letter is the only thing I remember.
Moving right along. What president, question number 13.
Yes. I didn't have that sticker.
What president was known as the most avid golfer?
Golfer. I would say, gosh, that's tough. They all golf. They all golf.
A lot of presidents golf, but this guy was really, really associated with the game. And I'll give you a hint.
Okay.
Older than any of the people I've mentioned so far.
Okay. How about, is it Eisenhower?
Eisenhower is correct, Rob Spiewak.
Because he belonged to Congressional, right?
And he was also the Eisenhower Pine at the Masters.
Yeah,
right?
that's the one he peed on every round.
That's the one he hit into.
Oh, okay.
Ass. What presidential spouse was referred to behind the scenes as the Dragon Lady?
Oh, that's got to be Nancy Reagan.
Nancy Reagan is correct. Yeah. That was an easy one.
Yeah.
What was the unofficial campaign slogan for Barack Obama?
Get bent.
That is not
correct. Was Hope official or was that the unofficial?
That's not the slogan.
Okay.
Is it Make America Great Again?
That is incorrect.
I don't have an answer for this.
The slogan, yes, we can.
Oh, that's right. Yeah,
Yes,
with that notable poster they had.
This should be easy for both of you, I would think.
All right.
What state decided the 2020 presidential election?
Florida.
Florida is correct.
I didn't get in time.
That was just the result that I was in. That's the ding. There you go for that one.
That was the hanging chads, right?
Hanging Chad. Very good. Josh Soroka. Little history. He's coming on strong. Question number 17.
17.
In what Texas town did George W. Bush live?
Oh, and I should know this because this is where the library is. College Station?
That is incorrect, Rob.
Damn it.
Let me get you the buzzer for that one.
Damn it.
Josh, any guess?
Arlington.
Arlington is not correct. The answer?
He owned the Rangers, right?
He owned the Texas Rangers.
Yeah.
Was a part owner in the Waco, Texas.
Yeah.
Waco.
I think of other things for Waco.
Yes.
Stop it.
Because the David Koresh thing, right?
Yes.
Correct.
In Waco.
Yes.
That was a big controversy there. Question number 18. We're winding it down
Yes.
now, ladies and gentlemen. Who was the vice president in 1962?
62 was Lyndon Johnson.
He gets all the ones with the presidents. That's good because he studied in school. Number 19, what failure was the reason most often given for Jimmy Carter losing the 1980 presidential election?
Wow, I didn't know there was a single thing. The only thing that I think of with him is that he didn't make a lot of definitive decisions in his policy. I don't know.
No, I'm sorry.
That's a buzzer. Yeah.
Incorrect. Josh, any guess?
I don't have an answer for that.
The war.
The war is too generic.
Good, because I don't know what I'm talking about.
The answer...
World War II was the problem.
I
the
assume
answer,
there was some war going on.
It is the failed hostage rescue. Where the,
because they were released
went down in the desert.
Inauguration Day, right? As soon as Reagan was inaugurated, they released them. Oh, yeah.
And finally, what is the first name of Al Gore's wife?
Tipper
Gore. Yes, sir. Congratulations.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12.
You got an A.
I got exactly a passing grade, 60%.
Oh, 60%. I thought you did better than that. All right, we have to take a break. We will come back.
Thank you, though,
with
Mike. I enjoy. I love that you prepared a quiz for us. That was fantastic.
That was fun to play. We will come back with beautiful buddy, y'all. You are listening, Tipper, to the Mike O'Mara Show. Whoa. And remember, just to be historically accurate, Eisenhower didn't pee on the pine tree. He hit his golf balls into it.
And then he peed on the golf balls.
Right back, everybody. I love language. One of the best ways to enrich your life is language. So if you want to expand your horizons, you need Rosetta Stone. Rosetta Stone has been a trusted expert for 30 years. Millions of users. They offer 25 languages. We're talking all the biggies: Spanish, French, Italian, German, Korean, Chinese, Japanese, Dutch, Arabic, Polish. Rob Spiewak is so Polish.
Mike, I went on the website yesterday, and in moments I knew how to say pierogi. Pierogi.
Polish.
Yeah, it was amazing.
You really learn to speak, listen, and think in that language. It's designed for long-term retention, which is the only way to do it. Rosetta Stone is also an amazing value, a lifetime membership that offers lifetime access to all 25 language courses that Rosetta Stone offers for 50% off. Ladies and gentlemen, take advantage of this.
Please
this is a steal. Don't put off learning that language. There's no better time than right now to get started. Our listeners can get Rosetta Stone's lifetime membership for 50% off. Visit rosettastone.com/today. That's 50% off unlimited access to 25 language courses for the rest of your life. Redeem your 50% off at rosettastone.com/today. And do it, ladies and gentlemen, right now.
Hold it, Mike. When?
Now.
Hey, I like that. Some beautiful video.
Wow.
Jerry time. All right, Mike. This is a trend. I don't know if I buy into it or not, but it certainly is a great way to get more sugar into your system faster.
Faster than your soda pop?
Well, Mike, it actually involves soda pop. And and one of the candies that I tend to have in my house quite often. Are you a gummy bear guy? Do you like gummy bears?
Not particularly. No.
Really?
I wouldn't say I'm a big fan.
Robert is a big gummy candy guy, so we tend to have them in the house, and I eat them all the time because I do like them. But what about, Mike, what about frozen gummy bears? You eat them with chopsticks.
Frozen gummy bears. I saw someone do this, so I had to try it. But in a container, you're just going to put some 7-Up. She used like Japanese cider, but obviously I don't have that. But you're going to put it in an airtight container, and you're going to refrigerate this overnight. And then you're going to put them
soak the gummies in 7-Up.
Freeze them for about 3 hours minimum. The size comparison.
They double in size, and then you freeze them and eat them like with chopsticks.
Smooth, icy consistency.
I'm
My
not
kids
sure.
And I got a real big kick out of this, and now I'm the cool
awesome.
mom.
You think?
I bet you. Well, I've never thought gummy bears were all that good a candy because they didn't have that sweetness that I like say a Starburst. I think this would add that, and it would probably be fun. You know,
But
I think
also,
you got me with the 7-Up.
Yeah, well, a lot of work there, and also keep in mind it's going to totally change the texture. And then what happens when they thaw? I mean, they can't. They're tiny.
You keep them in the freezer, mallet head, like a popsicle.
I think
you have to eat them quick.
I think we have to find out.
Yeah, I think it would be a good thing.
To do.
Yeah, we have to freeze some gummy bears.
All right, so it is gummy bears in a tray,
and
then you tray.
Don't freeze the tray. You just soak them in first.
Yeah, you
right?
put them in an airtight container and soak them for 3. Or did she say a day? Yeah, a day.
Play it again. I want to pay
Here we go.
attention to it.
Here's the lady.
Gosh.
They look good. They
Mike,
really look
and
good.
also,
I love
do you
popsicles.
like the gummy bear? Or do you like the lady who's eating them?
I like the lady who's eating them too.
Yeah, she's nice too.
She seems very nice.
Yeah.
I saw someone do this, so I had to try it. But in a container, you're just going to put some 7-Up. She used like Japanese cider, but obviously I don't have that. But you're going to put it
What
in
does
an
she
airtight
say about
container, and
Japanese
you're gonna
cider?
I had to
refrigerate
listen to it a few times. Is apparently she watched this on another TikTok video, and she's saying she used 7-Up. The lady she saw used Japanese cider, and I don't know what that is, but she's using 7-Up instead.
It's a sweetening
Let's
agent.
stick with the 7-Up.
Yeah,
Okay,
absolutely.
See, I don't have that. But you're going to put it in an airtight container and you're going to refrigerate this overnight. And then you're going to put them on a plate and then freeze them for about 3 hours minimum. The size comparison.
So they double in size and they're
Great
crispy,
video.
crunchy.
Great quickie. I love that.
Yeah.
I really do.
Smooth, icy consistency.
They look
But I
good.
promise
I
you,
got a real big kick out of this, and now I'm the cool mom.
You know what? I want to be the cool dad, and if I'm able to vote today, I'll get that done. I'll get
I
her done.
promise that you don't want chopsticks, though. I'm eating those by the handful. The chopstick seems a little dainty.
Yeah, between the comment from Mr. Soroka about Japanese cider and your comment about chopsticks, I would say stop being anti-Asian, gentlemen.
Mike, stop it! How dare you?
Jeez,
You're
haven't we had
gonna be
enough?
canceled.
Haven't we had enough? Please,
Mike.
Yes.
When you think of classic crimes from the Old West, you think of like bank robbery, stuff like that. Is there one classic Old West crime that comes to mind? Like if you were writing a real cliche-ridden, trope-ridden Western, what would someone be doing out there that's illegal?
Well, I mean, I would think that it wasn't a crime, but it was a gunfight. It was the shootout at the OK Corral
I'm thinking,
in Tombstone.
I think I steered you in the wrong direction. Let's say you have battling land barons and they've got cattle. And you want to get to the other guy. You're a rustler, right? You're a
cattle rustler. Okay.
Yeah.
Right.
Did you think that cattle rustling is still a thing?
I bet it is.
Mike,
I bet it is. Yeah, open
let's
spaces.
Let's go to the Midwest and see how a lady's theft of a goat got her in trouble. Let's take a look.
The woman who was confronted originally said that she had purchased the sheep.
Oh, I'm sorry, sheep.
The ram. That turned out not to be true. What actually happened was she went to the farm and drugged the sheep out of the farm. And I'm going to play this video here again. You can see our officer.
It's dragged, not drugged, because it sounds like you're giving it an injection.
I know, but I love the fact that the police service dog has a spider web vest on because obviously they're festive for Halloween.
My God! So what are they doing here? That she's
They're
taking
recovering,
the goat?
Mike. They're recovering the buck. Sorry, it wasn't a goat. It was a buck.
And you're saying that's a police dog? That
Yeah.
one on the left?
Yeah, it is.
What do you mean it's not a police dog?
That's not a police dog. A police dog's like a German Shepherd.
I think it's
like a
police
golden
dog.
retriever.
Oh, well, whoever it is, they're just for the holiday.
I like they
assume
pixelate
these-
the lady's face. She
Yeah,
looks
well,
nice.
you're going to see her in a sec.
Oh, okay.
Got his nose damaged, and she almost choked the sheep out. And on her back here, these are burrs. And these are the same burrs that are next to the farm. So you can't rustle people's livestock in Bloomington. So we locked Miss Mandy Bauer up for felony.
She seems nice.
Rustling.
Yeah, Mike.
She's in a Halloween
Bloomington, you cannot do that. And I know it's a crime we don't talk about too often.
Mike, it's a felony.
Yeah.
That
Be
guy
careful.
called that press conference just to hold up that photo.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Birds.
And no, burrs, Mike.
Boys.
Burrs. And
Boys.
and also they found her guilty of being hot.
Yep, absolutely.
Mike, do you ever use like a white noise machine?
Carla uses a little, like a musical thing now, where there's light sleep. They call it sleep music. My son goes to bed every night with thunderstorms. That's what his thing is.
I use an electric fan. I need to have some noise behind me. But this lady got involved. She's a sleep lady. It's like her deal as an influencer. And she got involved with Kentucky Fried Chicken to make sleeping noise of frying chicken. Do you think it will work?
Do you ever eat fried chicken in bed?
Maybe.
That's a lot of chicken. What are you doing now?
Now that it's breaded, I'm putting it to the baskets to be dropped and fried.
So they're actually frying the
Are there
chicken?
any sounds that you like to fall asleep to?
Whale sounds, that's a fun one.
So now she's
You
pretending.
ready to start frying?
Let's see what we got.
She got a nice recording set up there. So she's going to record the fryer.
think it sounds good. Are you getting sleepy?
That's a great kitchen.
Nice.
I'd love to fry chicken there.
Okay, we got it.
So now they're going to play the white noise of the chicken frying, Mike.
Too sharp.
I agree.
It sounds like rain.
No, it sounds like frying. And I don't like her, Rob.
I don't either at all.
I don't like the fact that she chopped off Harlan Sanders' head.
Mike, he was a good man, was he not?
Yeah, he was entirely different.
In my house, Mike, if I want white noise of frying chicken, I just fry chicken.
Fried
I
chicken
don't need
all night comes out like really small, smaller than the gummy
fall
bears.
asleep with it frying?
Yeah, I do. I use an electric frying pan with an auto shutoff. I just put it on my dresser.
Yum, yum, yum.
All right, Mike, let us close with this. If my notes are right, this is a Boston newscaster. It's a classic old tape, but one that I've never seen before. And I don't think it could possibly be a live newscast because of the length of time they let him laugh after what he says. So the initial joke is great, but what's really awesome is how long he laughs.
You may not believe, a University of California Medical Center team has successfully removed a 200-pound ovarian tumor 1 yard in diameter from a 30-year-old woman. The patient was released from the hospital this week and said it's the first time in years I've been able to cross my legs.
Still going.
I love that. What's that all day?
Still going. And Mike, as we conclude today's show, he's still laughing. You got about 20 more seconds.
I love this.
Oh, darn.
And after all that, he says, darn.
Oh, darn. That's awesome.
First time she's able to cross her legs.
Oh, that's awesome. Hey, everybody, remember, get yourself a wristband. Support our show in Las Vegas. We'd appreciate it. We are so excited. We're a little over a week away from coming out to Lost Wages, Nevada. I cannot wait. It's going to be great, and we'll see you out there. Anything else I need to promote, Mr. Josh Soroka? Anything?
You've got it. You've got it. We're all set.
Wristbands,
Buy those
baby.
wristbands. Yeah.
Go for it. For Rob Spiewak and Josh Soroka, this is Mike O'Mara saying, don't forget to vote, and so long, everybody.
Bye-bye.
Want more? Make sure you check out the Mike O'Mara Bonus Show. Get it at MikeO'MaraShow.com.
Mike O'Mara, Radio Entertainment.
That's the kind of comedy we specialize in. Clean, unfunny humor.
You jack with me and you'll be gone before you know it.
What do I do?